What are our rights when it comes to issues like this?
Look, your rights are basically against the builder, first up, because that's who did the work, and also the developer. If your building is less than 6 years old, you have statutory warranties that you can rely on, and you can sue the builder and the developer as if they were both involved in putting the building up. But if your building is more than 6 years old, you don't have those warranties. If it's more than 3 levels high, you don't have the mandatory homeowners insurance, so you're left high and dry. You've just got to pay for it out of your own pocket. It really is a terrible situation to be in.
It's a debacle, isn't it?
It is.
It might not be the only case that we've seen with the Sydney Opal Tower. And we're not just talking about people who own their apartments there. There are renters, there are people who go through Airbnb. When is it your responsibility to pay up, or should you just step back and try and get compensated through the builder?
Look, if you're on a lease, normally there's a get-out clause if something like that happens. Airbnb, you get the usual Australian consumer rights where you can get your money back. But if you're an owner, that's where the problem is, because if you've got no one to sue, or the people that you can sue don't have any assets, you're left on your own. So it comes out of your own pocket. So what happens? You buy a property for $1 million, a nice unit overlooking the harbour. Something like this happens, you can't sell it for $100,000. You're broke. It's just shocking. And all of the protections that we used to have by government legislation, like homeowners insurance, in a building such as this, more than 3 levels, they're gone. Absolutely gone. And what worse than that, there was a time in the past when you built something, a council inspector would be the hawk eye, making sure that everything was correct. The concrete was poured properly, the walls went up exactly.
And what happens now?
We don't have that now. Now we've got private certifiers, and they don't go to buildings and check what is done. They look at certificates from the tiler that says, yeah, the tiling's all good, and he certifies the building's correct. It's just not good enough. You can't even sue them.
Yeah.
Whose fault is it though? Does it get back to the developer? Is it the engineer? Is it the builder? Where does it lie?
Look, the building construction in this state in particular in the last few years has just gone sky high. There are so many buildings. Builders are trying to get in and out as quick as they can. They do quick jobs. They don't. The quality's not there. Half the time, I hate to say it, but they're using tradesmen that don't really have qualifications, and there's no one there to check them. So it's just a case of get in, get out as quick as you can. Bad luck if you're the buyer.
Alice was down there yesterday. You've been covering this story.
Yeah, Sam, I was actually down talking to some of the tenants at Opal Tower, and it was incredible. Many of them were telling me that their advice, what they've been told, is they're still being forced to pay rent for an apartment that they can't access. There's a big fence up around it at the moment, but because I guess the owner has a mortgage to pay, they're still obliged to be paying rent.